Friends, in this video, I'm going to talk to you on the topic steel stocks points to ponder. Same time last year, the doghouse of the market was filled with steel stocks. They were the untouchables. Nobody wanted to buy them. Everybody said that cyclical stocks should be sold, dumped, and you must buy defensives. And reflecting this behavioral trend, institutional aversion, we saw that the valuation of major steel companies were at a discount to their book value. People were not willing to buy them at almost any price. So we saw decadal lows, prices which we had seen only in the lows of 2004 were seen in this cycle last year. From that place to today, steel sector has seen a tremendous reversal, a comeback which nobody expected it to do. But that's the nature of cyclical companies. When they go out of favor, they really get it hard on the chin, and when they come back, they rise like nobody expects them to. What happened really in this 1 year? Firstly, when COVID struck, we expected that demand will collapse. Initially, that did happen. But the surprise which nobody anticipated was that almost the entire inventory of semi-finished steel was lifted by one market. The Chinese took our inventory away at fairly attractive prices to them. But it cleared out the supply overhang in our market, and the markets were actually carrying very little inventory in the domestic. What followed was restocking. Demand continued to be robust against all expectations. There were disruption in raw material supplies. Raw material prices started moving up, and finished product prices started rising globally. What nobody expected happened. So where we thought the market will be very slow, where we expected demand to be very soft, things actually turned out to be the converse. We also saw that capacity utilization started going up, operating leverage started kicking in, continuously prices moved up, and companies which were integrated were reaping the benefits. All these things came as a series of surprises to investors. Yet investors did not change their perception. Everybody was waiting for a correction. People are saying that yes, this is there, but it would be short-lived, it won't last. And institutional investors were still unwilling to go anywhere near a cyclical sector like steel. So it's mostly the people who are ultra high net worth investors, the big players in the market who continue to bet on these companies. And what followed has been a very, very interesting trend. Today, as I speak, the stock prices of major steel players who are integrated are at 52-week high. Nobody would have predicted 1 year back that this would happen, and nobody knows the future also. It's not that we don't have risks. There are risks, and let me just list out some of these risks. First, demand could fall. Second, we could see a rise in raw material prices. We could see prices soften because we never know what the Chinese will do. And these three factors, demand, prices, and raw material, which is costs, can interplay in different ways, which can change the perception in the steel market. And if that happens, we could see valuations reverse as well. So just as we could not predict same time last year what would happen, we can't really predict same time now what will happen 1 year down the road. So that uncertainty will always be there in a cyclical business. But if this trend lasts for even 1 year, the balance sheets of steel companies will look very different over a 24-month period, and risks in the business will go down. They still have capacity which is there to feed demand, so operating leverage can sustain for much longer. So if demand and prices sustain for the integrated players, they are going to be in a sweet spot for quite some time. But having said that, one can never be sure. So that's the nature of the steel sector. That's the nature of the industry. But for those who bet on these companies when they were at a fraction of their book value, it looks like good times could be ahead. For those who missed it, I would only say that be sure of what you do. Don't chase a bus you missed as the valuations rise. If you're very sure about the trend sustaining, only then you should be entering at high levels, especially near the 52-week highs. So that becomes a trend chasing game and not a game of betting on fundamentals. The time to bet on fundamentals was some time ago. Now it's more of trying to play the cycle. If you like this video, do share it with your friends who are passionate about equity investing, those who want to know more about cyclicals and steel. Do stay with us on this journey. Thank you.